Hi, Blog Buddies. So today we're going to answer some of your advice questions. Thank you for asking all the wonderful questions. We have a guest who's off camera right now. How are those chips and guacamole, Nick?
Pretty good, thanks.
Pretty good?
Huh.
I do make good guacamole, as it turns out. So we're going to start with Danny in St. Louis, and his question is, what do you do if you realize you're falling in love with a good friend of yours? Do you risk the friendship and tell him, or just let things sit and see if it grows from there? I think if you come all out and say, I have a crush on you, you might lose the friendship. I mean, it happens. But you can kind of drop little hints and flirt and see if, like, those are reciprocated. And that might be a good way of moving forward. If they're not, then, you know what, like, just appreciate your relationship for what it is. Like, even if it doesn't mean that it's going to be romantic, you can still have good friendship, love for each other. So, Danny, that's my advice to you. How do you meet guys in a small town, small New Hampshire town, for that matter? Sometimes I feel like the only gay. So how do you meet new people? Well, that's a personal question. I'd say that you should go online, and you should use like Manhunt, Craigslist, Gay.com, Dudes Nude, Man Jam. Am I forgetting any, Nick?
No.
So no. Use your online resources to meet people, and you know what? There probably are like only a few gay people in your town like that are that you're gonna be able to connect with. MySpace, Facebook. Yeah. So maybe you should move to like Boston or New York if you want to be around a lot of gay people. That's what we tend to do. We tend to flock to the metropolitan areas. It's true. So our next person wants to know, how do you stay looking so perfect every day? And do you ever get ill? You seem to be in the most stunning human form. I do get sick, and thank you for thinking I look so perfect every day. I exercise 6 times a week, and I sleep for 8 hours a day. I brush and floss, and I don't smoke or drink or party. So that's maybe part of it. I don't know. Nick, do you have any insight into that?
I think you covered everything.
Okay. Glenn says, I'm 19 years old, and all I can hear is your chips.
Right.
Can't you see we're filming here? I'm 19 years old, and I've only told 4 people in my life that I'm gay, and can never find enough courage to tell my parents and family what my big secret is. I can't imagine the feelings and emotions. The burger is so loud. I'm making amazing cheeseburgers right now as we speak.
Do anything there?
If you want. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they're going to be amazing burgers. So, so how do you know when the time is right? And it's so hard, yes. Like, it's I don't know. There's no, like, cookie cutter solution for, telling you when to come out. You're going to have to use your best judgment for that. And I think you'll know when it's time. When I came out, I totally knew. It just felt like the right time. And I can tell you that you'll want to have people in your life that can support you in case your parents don't react in a good way. So that you can kind of fall back on them if things don't go so well. Yeah, and make sure you're smart about it. Don't come out in an argument. Do it when you're like sitting down and like in a good place mentally and physically. And it definitely is hard. It's probably one of the hardest things you'll have to do up until this point in your life. So that's my advice. Al Quinn says, about a year ago I had written something on my journal about someone that was only meant for me to see. I tend to write when I'm upset, but my cousin, who I trusted with everything and is like a sister to me, read the journal and showed the page to the person I had written about. I made peace with that person I had written about, and we were okay, like things never had happened, but I'm still very angry at my cousin for what she did to me. I don't know if I should forgive her or keep things the way they are. I don't think I can trust her anymore. What should I do? Any thoughts? I do have thoughts. if you're holding hate in your heart, then you're gonna have hate to give to other people that you encounter in your life. Like that's what you'll have to give to the world. So I definitely think you should forgive your cousin. I think you can explain why you're upset and what it felt like for you, but that you're ready and willing to move forward. I mean, the bottom line is that life is too short to hold grudges against people and to like harbor that much hate in your heart. So, Allie says, what do you say, Allie? I recently had a very bitter breakup with my first girlfriend. I want to try to hold a friendship with her because we have many mutual friends, but she doesn't seem to want to even make eye contact with me. She was my first girlfriend, and I'm still very much in love with her. What should I do? Well, you can't make her be friends with you. Like, that's fairly obvious. And then when you see her, you can act with kindness and sincerity and love. But ultimately, she might not want to meet you there. And that's fine. But also remember, too, that time takes care of a lot of things. And that things do change over the course of months or years. You can flip those burgers if you want. They smell so good. So, Dylan says, how do you stay motivated? I have a very hard time staying motivated. I try really hard at the start, and then once something goes a tiny bit wrong, I find it really hard to care anymore. What's your secret to staying motivated? So, I think there's two parts to this. And the first part is to do the things that you love. When you do the things that you love, it's not a matter of like sticking with it because you're really excited about it and you want to complete it. Secondly, I think that when stuff goes, quote unquote wrong, those are actually, learning experiences that are necessary parts of the journey. So when something does go wrong, remember those so-called mistakes are really necessary for your development. That's my answer for you, Dylan. Day says, I'm bi and I need to figure out how to tell my folks who aren't open-minded at all. My mom says she wouldn't have anything to do with me if I was gay. My life is already complex. What words of wisdom can you give me? Parents, like anyone else, say things that they don't necessarily mean. And, maybe your mom said that because she wasn't in a good place and she doesn't really mean it. She might not kick you out, but she also might. Like, the reality is a lot of gay kids are kicked out from their homes. So, if I were you, I'd think about it long and hard and really what's more important to you. If you think your mom is going to kick you out, is it more important to you to come out to her, to tell her who you really are, or is it more important to be under her roof? I don't know the answer for that. It also might make more sense if you're like close to moving out to wait until you're on your own and kind of out of her grip. If you think she's going to react negatively, maybe send you to like a priest or like a homophobic counselor or something. So unfortunately, I can't really make that decision for you. But yeah, I don't know the details of your situation. Hi, Davey Wavey. My question is, I don't really like the whole clubbing scene, and I don't see myself as highly attractive. I'm really, really skinny and can't seem to gain weight. But I am lonely. What should I do? I don't like clubbing either, but there are a lot of things that you can do to get involved. You can join like a sports team, like a recreational team. You can join a club of some sort. Find people with a similar hobby. Meet people online. There's a lot you can do. But of all the things to do, I'd say one of the ways not to treat your loneliness is to get a boyfriend. Because I think you need to, one of the great challenges in life is to feel whole and complete in and of yourself without, bringing another person in. And when you're in that good place, then you're ready to pull in a boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't know what your deal is. So, yeah, I'd say you could probably read Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, which would give you a lot more insight into the subject that I'm not able to in 50 seconds in the Talkie blog. And that'll definitely help you overcome your insecurities about your appearances and whatnot. So, Kai says, Dave, I need your advice. A friend of mine went for an HIV test and is positive. How am I supposed to help him as a friend? I'm the only person that knows his HIV status. Please help. I think there's only one thing that you can do, and that's to continue being his friend and to continue to be there to support him. He's probably going to need a shoulder to lean on. And I think that's probably the most important thing that you can offer.